Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'll be walking you through one of the most interesting systems I've built, the Islamic hunting and loot system. It's a mechanic that not only integrates real-world ethical hunting concept from Islam, like Zibah, but also ties directly into the gameplay loop, affecting loot rarity, item types, and even player progression. In this game, every animal has a unique tag, like wolf, goat, or chicken, and when they die, the system checks how they were killed. If the player performs a proper zibah using the sacrificial dagger, the animal is considered halal. Otherwise, it's killed using regular combat or ranged weapons, it's haram, which changes the loot outcome entirely. Once the animal enters a bleeding state, it signals that it can now be properly sacrificed, allowing for halal kill. This gives players agency: do you want to finish the animal humanly or not? Now, I'm aware that we are required to just kill the animal with one shot in Islam, but due to the difficulty of the game and the responsive nature of the AI, we made it such that after 3 or 4 shots, it goes into the bleeding state. Let's talk about how it works under the hood. Every animal implements a hunting interface that communicates whether it was killed in a halal or haram way. The dagger uses a gameplay ability that triggers the Zibah animation and calls that interface. Once that's confirmed, the system marks the animal's death type. Inside the animation notify, I trigger a custom event that applies the fatal effect and sets the B is halal kill variable to true. For there, the total spawning components check the flag and spawns a corresponding loot set. Now, all of this is designer friendly thanks to a loot data table. For each enemy tag like goat, chicken, or rabbit, we define loot for the halal death, loot for the haram death, and inside each of these we can break it further into 3 categories. What happens when we skin the animal? What happens when we take the flesh? What happens after we have skinned and taken the flesh of the animal? We take its bone. Each entry simply references the item ID and the stack count, so designers can easily balance top rates or rarity without touching blueprints. When the animal dies, a carcass actor spawns, right now represented by a cube for debugging, which is set to be invincible in the game. Interacting with it brings up 3 contextual options: skinning, harvesting flesh, or collecting bones. Now, skin gives hides, flesh gives meat, and bone gives bone material. But there's a twist. These must be done in a sequence. If you go straight to collecting bones, you lose the chance to get flesh or skin. That small rules add a layer of strategy and decision making even after combat. Once collected, all the loot automatically goes into the inventory using the item IDs. These materials can later be used for crafting recipes, for armor, tools, any of the good stuff with trade goods, tying combat, ethics, and economy into one cohesive system. This system isn't just about loot, it's about player choice and morality expressed through mechanics. Every time he does a halal kill, his spiritual meter increases. This spiritual meter can later be used in the game to unlock different areas and unlock different skills. Players who follow the halal path get consistent, reliable materials, while those who ignore it might get rare, but sometimes cursed or unstable items. It's a great way to make combat reflect belief, discipline, and consequences, and teach some players how the hunting system works in Islam. That's the Islamic hunting and loot system for you. I was asked to create a mechanic that respects culture authenticity while enriching the gameplay loop. If you like what you saw today and want to look into different design breakdowns which I have done, you can look at the playlist which I have for combat design.